Fine, guys. So let's start with Unix operating system. Okay, let me share my screen. Is it visible? My screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
Fine. Okay. So let's learn about Unix operating system. So what is Unix? What are the features of Unix? Why should we go for Unix? Okay. So guys, please put in mute so that.
Yeah. Please mute yourself, guys, please. Okay.
Yeah. So the Unix operating system is a set of programs that act as a link between the computer and the user. Okay. So between us and the computer, it acts as a link. Operating system acts as a link or the medium, we can say. Okay. So Unix was originally developed in 1969 by a group of people like Ken Thompson, Dennis Ritchie, McElroy, Wasana. So all these people found at Bell Labs, they developed this program. Okay. So there are various Unix variants available like Solaris Unix, AIX, HP Unix, BSD. So these are all the few examples we can say. And Linux is also a flavor of Linux. That is Linux we are saying now. So this is also a flavor of Unix only. And but Linux is free. Okay. Whereas Unix, we have to pay for it. Right. So whatever the Unix features we have, the same thing we have here as well. Okay. So that is why we are preferring Linux. Okay. 1 minute.
So guys, here we are learning an operating system, okay, Unix, okay, which is required in the project. So as a user, we use a Windows operating system, but in company, in production or any kind of development, we have to use Unix operating system, Linux, okay? So all the work will happen in the Unix, Linux environment. So that's why you're learning here Linux.
Sorry, did you tell anything to me?
No, please go ahead.
Okay. So several people can use a Unix computer at the same time. Okay, so that's why it is called as multi-user system, we can say. See, you might have seen in colleges and all normally when we are working with Unix. So normally we used to have like this, the server room. Server room will be separate and we people, we used to sit at our desks. Okay, like this. And we'll be working with just one input device will be there and one output device will be there. That's it. Just we'll do the send the commands which will be sent to the server. Okay. So whatever the input I'm typing and output I'm saying, the processing won't be done here. So it has to be sent to the Unix server. Unix server only will be doing all the processing and send us the output. So similarly here for the next user as well, both the input and output only will be giving, the processing won't be done here, right? That's why we call this as dumb terminals. Okay, so the Unix terminals are called as dumb terminals. Okay. So here the processing doesn't take place, the full authority, full execution is done by the Unix server only. Okay, so that's why we call it as a multi-user system, because it has been used by the Unix server. So multiple users can access the Unix server at a time, right? So a user can also run multiple programs at the same time. That's why we call it as a multitasking environment. Means here, whatever the user is sending, see this user is sending some issue, some instruction. Here also, this user is sending some instruction. This user is sending some instruction. So what it will do, it will just, the whole task will be divided among these users. Okay, for the user 1, some task it will do. And user 2, some task it will do. User 3, some task. See, for example, user U1 is here. Okay. User U1 is working here, then user U2 is working here, and user U3 is working here. Okay, consider 3 users are parallelly accessing this Unix server. So what will happen is, like, it will just divide the task. For U1 is sending, see, I want to add some numbers. Then U2 is sending, I want to multiply some numbers. And U3 is sending, I want to divide some numbers, or I want to subtract some numbers. Like this, each one task is different, right? So when U1 is sending the request, at the same time, okay, parallelly the server will do for U1. Okay, at the same time it will do for U2 and U3 as well, right? So that is why we call it as multitasking OS. As well as multiple users can be accessed at the same time. That's why we call it as multi-user system as well, right? So if you have any doubts, you can ask me.
Yeah,
Then,
any doubt? Any doubt, anyone? Got
till this multi-user system, multitasking environment. Okay, multiple users parallelly, they can access the server. That's why we call it as a multi-user system. Okay, as
And
well
this
as
is, yeah, this is very common question. Why people will ask you why Unix is a multi-user system?
so you might be asked like this, why it is called multitasking, or why it is a multi-user system. So here we have, see, like several people can use the Unix computer at the same time. At the same time means parallelly, right? So similarly, Unix can also be called as multitasking because multiple programs. See, one wants to add some numbers, another one wants to multiply some numbers, another one wants to divide some numbers. Like that, some independent programs have to be run. So you call this as a multitasking environment. So Unix is called as what? Multi-user, multitasking environment we call. Now let's study about Unix architecture. Okay. So users communicate with the kernel through a program known as the shell. So first let's study this one. See, this is your Unix architecture. You can see several layers, right? So the outside external layer, you can see like application programs, DBMS, FTP, mail. So all these are the application programs we have. Inside, you can see the middle layer. That is what you call it as the shell. Okay, so in the shell only we used to write the programs, right? So we will give like, see, I want to add some strings, concatenate some strings. Okay, so this is India, like this one string is there. So I want to add that string with some other string. So like, in this is India, a country of million people, like that. So two separate strings are there. I just want to add. So I'll write some program using this shell. Okay, we call this as a shell. So you can see here so many layers. You can see there is this shell. You can see here. This shell contains computer programming, CPP, SH shell. So in the shell itself, we have different flavors. Okay, so simply SH is there, or C shell is there, or corn shell is there, or bash is there. So like this, so many flavors of shells are there. So many versions are there. Okay, so like in Windows, you can see, no, Windows 7 was there, Windows 10 was there. So many versions we have, right? So similarly, you can compare here, like so many versions of shells are here, like bash, K shell, corn shell. That is what is K shell. K shell means corn shell, okay? And C shell, then shell, the normal shell, right? So these types of shells. So shell means just, it is an interpreter, we can say, okay? So we'll be writing the code here in the shell, and it will be interpreted and it will send it to the kernel, right? So kernel is just an interface that acts with the hardware. See, here users communicate with the kernel through a program known as the shell. Okay, so how we are communicating? How we are communicating? That is, we are going to write some programs in the shell and send it to the kernel. Okay, so the kernel has to check with the hardware whether this command can be done by the hardware or not. Like this it goes. Okay. So in the shell, what we are doing, we are just typing some commands. Like I
One
want
second,
to, yeah.
guys. Shell is like a Python program. Okay, you might have the Python program, right? Python script. So shell is a kind of program. It has its own language, own set of instruction. So in the shell, we write some programs. So let's suppose you want to add two numbers. You want to subtract two numbers. Okay, same thing you could do in Python, right? Similarly, you can do in the shell program. You can add two numbers. You can do count. You can do everything. Okay. So your program, once you're writing the program in shell, so that will communicate to kernel. So kernel is a core of operating system, and then the kernel will send the request to hardware. So these three are important component in your Unix: shell, kernel, hardware. You got
So
it right?
here,
Any confusion? Got everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
same, shell acts as an interface between us and the kernel. Okay. And the kernel acts as an interface between the shell and the hardware. You can see here, right? See, shell acts as an interface between us, between the user and the kernel, while the kernel acts as an interface between the shell and the hardware. Can you follow, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that is what we saw, right? Like, see, different flavors of shell we have here. The normal shell, C shell, corn shell, bash shell, like this. These are all the various methods in which we can write our program. Okay. So other than that, we have so many commands like more, which, pg, cut command is there, editor command is there. Like this, so many commands we'll be using in the shell, yeah, from which it is passed to the kernel, right? So kernel means what? Will let's see. See, kernel is the heart of the operating system. Okay, so it interacts with the hardware, and most of the tasks like memory management, RAM, okay, or task scheduling. I said no, like three users accessing your server, isn't it? This is your server, and here you have your users, multiple users, or want to access your server like this. So the server has to decide from this user U1 when to execute the task by the U1 user and when to execute the task by the user U2. Like that, the server will schedule it, right? See, for example, for this user U1, it might give some 5 seconds. Okay, for the task given by the user U1, it will give some 5 seconds, right? The next one, the second user, he will give some 10 seconds. Okay, the server has to schedule how long this particular task from this particular user will be using. Okay, so that is what task scheduling we say. Okay, and then file management we have here. So file management means what? So whatever the files we are using, right? So everything is being managed by our Unix OS only. Okay, so what are all the management it is doing? Like memory management, task scheduling, and file management, right? So apart from this, we'll see some more as well. Okay. So some other functions performed by the kernel in Unix system are like managing the machine's memory, like RAM it will manage, and allocating it to each process. So every process will be allocated here. Okay, and decides their priorities. I said no, priorities it has to decide. See, for example, the user 2 has to be given higher priority, or user 1 has to be given higher priority. So first priority for user 2 you can give, or second priority you can give for user 1. Like that, it will prioritize the task, right? Then scheduling the work done by the CPU so that the work of each user is carried out as efficiently as possible. Okay, so the CPU will schedule like first 5 seconds I'm going to allocate for this first user or the second user, or how long I'm going to give my memory or my CPU to this user. Like that, the Unix server will decide, right? So what all it is doing? It is interacting with the hardware as well as memory management it is doing, like how much memory. It will divide it into, it will divide the whole RAM into various slices, you can say. Okay, so each slice, how much memory can be given for this particular user, like that it will divide. So other than that, scheduling the tasks I said, right? So how long can be given, and CPU how long can be used by this particular user. Like that, it will schedule both memory as well as the CPU, right? So we know the computer contains what are all the components inside the computer it has is, like you have the CPU and memory, isn't it? Same. See, CPU, memory, hard disk. Like this, various components you have in your system, right? So what this Unix server decides is, like how much CPU percentage I can give to this user. Like I can give some 2% of CPU, I can give to user U1, and I can give some 5% for user U2. And according to the priority, 10% I can give for user U3. Like this, the CPU will be divided and scheduled. Similarly, memory also. Okay, so from memory, how much? See, for example, 5% I can give for this user U1. Okay, and 10% I can give for user U2. Okay, and 2% of my RAM is nothing but your memory, right? So 2% I can give for U3 user. And hard disk also, see, I can give some 2% for this particular user for U1. So for example, U1, and I can give some 3% for this user U2. Like this, it has to decide. So the Unix server will decide whether how much the scheduling of all the CPU, memory, and hard disk, how much I can utilize, I can allocate for these users. So see, Unix server will decide, as well as the priority, like user U2 is doing some important task, or he has the highest priority. First priority means much priority will be given to that user U2 only. So much CPU will be allocated to U2, and much memory will be allocated to U2, and much hard disk percentage also will be allocated to U2. Okay, so this is what is done by kernel here. So kernel only decides like how much can be given, and it only acts as an interface between, hardware and shell. Okay, so previously what we saw, shell means it is an interpreter. Okay, whatever we are giving, no, it will just interpret to the kernel. So it acts as an interface between kernel and user. Okay, so whatever we are giving the command, the shell will be interpreting and giving to the kernel. Okay, so that is what here we saw. Here, like I'm giving some commands, the shell acts as an interface between the user and the kernel, whereas the kernel acts as an interface between the shell and the hardware. Okay, so can you follow what is the role of a kernel and shell?
Guys,
Jonas,
yeah, do you understand what is kernel, what is shell?
what is the difference? So what
Yes,
are the
yes,
functions? Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Which function we are giving, we have to give in shell, and it will pass to the kernel, and kernel will pass to the hardware.
Very good. Yeah. Correct.
Yeah.
So that is done by this one. Okay. Better some of you can respond so that I'll come to know that whether you have understood or not.
Anyone?
Fine.
Like Ritesh, did you understand what is kernel?
Ritesh? Yeah.
Kernel is the heart. Okay, kernel is the main, I can say, you can say it's a main operating system. So all the logic like time management, task management,
process management,
everything is handled by kernel. So it's the heart of the operating system. And it is a program. इसको ऐसा assume करो कि this is another program. Okay, just like it is written mainly in C program kernel. So it is a kind of software. समझो कि एक software है. Okay, and it is the main heart of the your Unix operating system. So every language, every operating system has kernel. Even for Windows, it has own kernel. Linux ka Unix ka its own kernel.
Yeah, to interact with the hardware, we use this software, which acts like for the like as we saw, no, like process scheduling or memory scheduling or hard disk scheduling. So everything management is done by the kernel only. Okay.
Ma'am, why the preference like unit like user 2 uses the more RAM and user 1 is less? Like
Yeah.
why this happens?
Like because how much workload we are giving. So see, for example, some 5 users are there, and the first user is doing some critical tasks like a backup he's taking. So that task is of high priority. That user is doing some critical task, which is very much essential for the client. Okay. So we can prioritize, like this user U1 is going to be having highest priority today. Like that we can change the priority. Maybe next day another user might be given some priority. So based on the tasks he is doing, he'll be given the priority according
it will,
to the,
it will done automatically.
Yeah, automatically also we can do, or manually also we can do. So normally in real time we will make it as automatic. Like these users are given this much higher priority. First priority is for this task. Second priority is for this task. Like that we used to give the priorities. Okay. So based on that priorities only, the kernel is going to do all the work, right? CPU management or memory management or hard disk management or task scheduling or file management, whichever it has to decide based on the priority being given to us, instructed by us to the kernel, right? So some other functions. So other than these functions like memory management or task scheduling, file management, we also have some other functions like managing the machine's memory, okay, and allocating it to each process and decides it that priorities, and scheduling the work done by the CPU so that the work of each user is carried out as efficiently as is possible. Okay. So we are so that we'll be efficiently will be able to finish the task, because I have to complete the task. This is the very high critical task. I have to do it today. Means that has to be given higher priority so that it might be given much processing speed. We have to give much memory. We have to give much hard disk to be returned. We have to give. So based on the priority, it is being given. So organizing the transfer of data from one part of the machine to another. Okay. So we are organizing how to transfer the data, like from one part, from the machine to another. So similarly, accepting instructions from the Unix shell and carrying them out. So all these are done by kernel. And enforcing the access permissions that are enforced on the file system. See, for example, I'm the owner of some file. I'm going to create some file and I'm the owner. Okay, I want my file to be very sensitive. I don't want other people to access my file. So I'll just, I won't give the access to those people at all. Okay. See, for example, salary column is there, or salary table is there. So I cannot allow all the people to look at it, right? So I want to be kept it as a confidential table. Or for example, insurance is there, or some confidential data, some sensitive data I want to keep it. Means I'll go for this type of enforcing the access permission so that the kernel will take care. Okay, so kernel will check whether whichever the user is accessing that particular file. First, it will check whether this user has permission or not to read the file or to write into the file or to execute that file. So whether that permission is there for this particular file by this user. So all these things will be checked by kernel only. Okay. So apart from this, we saw shell here, right? See, the shell is a command line interpreter, will say. Okay, shell is what? It's a command line interpreter. So whatever the commands I'm typing, just it will translate it to the kernel. Okay, because the kernel has to understand and tell the hardware what to be done. It has to direct the hardware. So for that, this shell, it translates the commands. Okay, whatever the commands we are, because human readable format only we are giving, right? So shell has to convert it and translate it to the kernel. So it converts them into language that is understood by the kernel. So kernel has to understand, and it will direct the hardware to what to do. Okay, so that is what I said. Like shell acts as an interface between the user and the kernel, and the kernel acts as an interface between the shell and the hardware. Okay,
Ma'am,
yeah, tell me.
ma'am, kernel will understand in a binary language. Like we.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
kernel has to, then only it can direct to the hardware. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So one more definition, like about the shell. Shell is the utility that processes your request. Okay. When you type in a command, like you want to type in a command at a terminal, the shell interprets the command. Okay. And calls the program that you want. So it will just, the shell will interpret the command, and the shell uses standard syntax for all commands. Okay. See, for example, C shell is there, Bourne shell is there. That is what bash we say, and corn shell, that is KSH we say. Okay, so these are all the famous shells which are available in most of the Unix variants. Okay, so what we do, C shell is there, bash is there, that's Bourne shell, and corn shell is there, KSH. So like this, various variants are there, right? Here, see, TC shell is there, turbo C shell, corn shell, born again shell, that is bash, Bourne shell, simply this is the basic shell, SH we used to say, and C shell is a C. Okay, so you can use any of these Unix shells if they are available on your system. So like normally bash is being used, a born again shell is being used normally, but we don't find much difference between Bourne shell, this small SH is there, no, this Bourne shell, and so between this SH and this bash, we don't find much difference. Okay, some out of many commands, some commands we might see the difference. Okay, mostly 90% or same between the shells. And here this con shell, TC shell also, the basic commands will be same. Some syntax difference might be there. That's it. That also we can learn, no issues. So now let's see the commands and utilities. So before that, I hope all of you have 8 GB RAM in your machines, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So let's download some software and do the installation so that it will be easier for you. Okay.
So guys, any confusion so far? You understand what is shell, what is kernel? This is clear for everyone?
Yes, sir. Only the sales names are it's confusing.
No, it's
But,
a different name. Okay, it's just a different
yeah.
names. The work is same, the function is same, but it's a different variant. You will feel like that.
Base is
Actually,
same.
I don't hear it before, so that's the reason. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
new.
we will use that. Don't worry. We will give some demo. You will use the shells. That's
Okay.
what you're going to
Shell,
learn.
yeah, we'll be using bash shell. The same thing we'll be using in some online also. I'll show you SH shell also. Okay.
Yes.
So no issues. No worries. Okay. So first let's download some software. So go to Google and like in my machine, I have installed. I'll show you one example how it look like. So this is the virtual box we are going to use. See the how we are going to use this. So first we are going to install one virtual box. On top of the virtual box, we'll install Oracle Enterprise Linux. Okay. So everything is free, trial version only we are going to use. So no worries. Oracle Enterprise Linux.
So
7.
here, why we are installing VirtualBox? Can you explain?
Yeah, I'll tell everything. So on top of this Linux, we are going to install Oracle software. Okay.
So guys, now we are going to install Linux operating system on your Windows system. Okay. Then you can do that.
Sir, Unix or Linux, the tools are same.
Wait, I'll tell you. Okay. Yeah, tell me, what was your doubt?
Ma'am, the Unix and Linux both are same.
Yeah. It's 90% same. But Unix, we have to pay for it. But Linux, it's free. Freeware. So everyone is, we are going for Linux here. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll install Oracle software. 12C will install. Okay. So now we'll see why should you go for this virtual box? Because we want to work on Linux, but our base operating system is Windows, isn't it? So normally all of us are Windows is the base operating system we have. So here I cannot learn Unix or Linux, whatever it is. So for that, what we are doing, we are installing VirtualBox. So VirtualBox acts as an interface between the Windows and the Linux. Can you follow? VirtualBox acts as an interface. Okay. See, I have my Windows as the base operating system. I want to, this is my Windows OS I have, but I want to work on Linux. So for that, what I'm doing, I'm installing one VirtualBox. Okay, so that on inside this VirtualBox will act like a separate machine. Okay, this VirtualBox will act as a separate machine in which I'll be installing Oracle Linux inside the VirtualBox and I can access it. So here, this is your Windows, which acts as the base OS. Here you have your VirtualBox. And from VirtualBox, I want to work on Linux here, right? So directly I cannot work on, in Windows, I cannot use my Unix commands, right? Unix or Linux commands. So I'm installing one VirtualBox on top of this Windows OS, right? Using this, under this VirtualBox, I'm installing this Linux. And inside the Linux, I'm going to install Oracle software. Then you might ask, why should we learn Linux while Windows itself I can use, no? You can ask. So that is there, but most of the products, most of the clients are working in Linux wise only. Okay, Linux or Unix, they are working in these operating systems only. Linux only 90% of the products clients are working with. That's why we should know this Linux commands. For that only we are working on VirtualBox. Okay, so VirtualBox acts as a bridge between the Windows and Linux OS. So since I cannot directly install Linux, so for this what I have to do, I have to buy a new machine, install Linux on top, and the base as a base OS I have to install Linux, and I want to work. So that is not possible. For that, what I'm doing, in my Windows itself, I want to work on Linux. So for that, I'm installing VirtualBox. On top of the VirtualBox, I'm working on Linux. Can you follow, guys, why I'm going for VirtualBox?
This is clear for everyone?
See, for working on Linux commands, I cannot work on Windows, right? So I'm installing VirtualBox as an interface between that acts as a bridge between my Windows and Linux. Okay, I'm installing one virtual box. On top of the virtual box, I'm installing the Linux, and inside the Linux, I'm going to install Oracle software, and I'm going to work on it. Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's see the here. See, I have used 6.1 version for VirtualBox, and here Oracle Linux I have used some 7.3. I would have used. Fine. So let's first you just type virtualbox.org. Go to Google and type virtualbox.org. Now you can go to downloads in the left side. Here you can see Windows host, Mac OS, Solaris host, Linux distribution, Windows host. Because but we are not going for 706. We want to go down. So just go to old builds. Here, VirtualBox older builds you can see. I think some of you is unmuted. Can you please put in mute?
Guys, please mute yourself.
6.0 we can go, or even 5.2 we used to do, 5.2.18. So we'll go inside 5.2. You can see 5.2.18. Windows host you can click. So under downloads, you can download it. So this installation we have to do with a lot of patience, guys, because if you go one step, no, back you cannot come, and from the scratch you have to do. Okay.
Yeah, it's a tedious job. Initially,
Yeah.
it's a tedious job installing.
So it will take long time as well as long energy you have to spend. So just we are going to download VirtualBox, and then Oracle Enterprise Linux we will download, and then we will download the Oracle software 12c. All these we are going to do. Okay. So let's do it. Here VirtualBox, you can see like this 5.2.18 for Windows. So download it. Let me know once done.
So will you do the installation right now on our machine?
Yeah, if I do it only tomorrow,
Okay.
they can practice.
So can anyone share the screen? This is okay if somebody share the screen?
Yeah, no issues.
So who will share the screen? Who has a good internet? Anyone?
So can I share?
Okay, you have good network, right? Because download is happen.
Yeah, bandwidth should be good because it will take long
Yeah.
time. 3.7 GB like that we have.
Because it downloads a lot of utilities. So make sure your internet is fast.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, how much
It's saying-
internet it is required?
Maybe in some 500 Mbps or some at least some 100 Mbps. That would be better.
Like
Maximum.
total in 3 GB or something you have.
Yeah. For Oracle Linux itself, it is 3.7 GB. So better you have some 100 Mbps minimum like that. The speed.
Okay.
Anustuk, would you like to share? I think your internet is fast.
Yeah, sharing is disabled.
Ma'am, can you please allow the sharing?
Yeah, sure.
So guys, it's you have to be patient, okay? Installing Oracle is a tedious job. Even we people get frustrated, so it will take time. Okay, be patient. Yeah.
Yeah. So now we have done.
5.2.18.
You can give control to me, or how will get control? You just try to give control to me. Request remote control I have given. Yeah.
On the top, there will be, you got it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have downloaded, all of you have downloaded, I guess, guys, VirtualBox. Anyone is lagging? Anyone is still doing?
Sir, 4 GB RAM will not work.
No,
No,
it's 12C, no? 12C we need, because it's a VirtualBox. VirtualBox itself, we have to give 4 GB. And for Windows, it would require some 4 GB. Otherwise, it will hang. That's why.
make sure you have 8 GB minimum. That's what I'm asking, right? Since beginning, 8 GB, 8 GB. Otherwise, your system will become very slow.
No, it will hang. It won't open it. Your VirtualBox won't open.
Yeah, it will not.
So just make sure that by next class, you can, today you can see the recording, and maybe tomorrow.
Prathamesh, you can buy the extra slot. In laptop, you can add extra
Try
RAM.
to extend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
Sir, I was
First,
RAM.
8 GB. 8 GB is there. It would be better. For 12
ma'am, first we have to download, click to the downloads, like left button.
Yes.
Yeah, then.
That's it. As soon as it's downloaded, just leave it. The next software we are going to download.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we
But
have downloaded.
it's not showing the version 5.1. It's not showing.
Like this, you are not getting in the downloads.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Can you, or else you can share your screen? Wait, let me. Who is this? Prathamesh.
Jonas.
Jonas. Okay.
Jonas.
Yeah, I am making you the host. I just. Yeah, you can share your screen. Or you.
Yes. No, it disabled.
Wait, let me. In my screen, I'll come. Wait. Yeah, Jonas Samal, you can do now.
Yes.
So VirtualBox folder builds you go. Click on, no, go down. Here, folder builds you can see, no? Click on it. Yeah, click on it. So 5.2 you click. Go down. Last you go. 5.2.18 it should go. Go down. Can go down. Still go down. 118. It's 22. Okay. So click on Windows host. Yeah. Now it's getting downloaded. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now Anustup, you can Jonas, you can stop sharing. And
I don't have the sharing rights.
Yes, yes,
wait,
I'm
wait,
just
yeah. I'm giving it. Wait, make host. Yeah. Now Anustup is the host.
Okay.
Now request remote control. I'm giving. Okay. So now let me open a new tab. So here you type edelivery.com, edelivery.oracle.com, edelivery. Yeah, what happened? See, note down this URL, edelivery.oracle.com. Note it in your personal notes. So we are going to download both Oracle Linux as well as our Oracle database software in from this site only. Okay. So for this, you have to create account. So I'll just give edelivery.oracle.com. Here it says sign in or create account. So just create account. So you can give like you can give your now you can take control. Anustup, you can give your mail ID and password, whatever it is. Guys, you can tell me if you're lagging. We'll pause and proceed. Click on create account and it should send you a mail, verification mail. You can go there and check. Go to your mail and check. Verify. Click on verify email address. Continue. Now sign in. So it will take some time, it shows. How about others, guys? Are you able to log in? Are you getting like this? Yeah, Ritesh, Prathamesh, Junus.
Are you guys following this?
Are you able to do?
Otherwise, they can watch the recording. So please just do on at least on one machine, at least unstuck machine.
Yeah, that's what it waits for some time that it shows.
Sir, I'm actually stuck in the first one.
Okay. Or else what I'll do, I'll just show you how to download the software today. So that from my machine. Okay. So that just we are going to download the software today. Right? Because it will take time.
Yeah.
So let me show from my machine. Let me share my screen. See, we have downloaded VirtualBox and we went to edelivery.oracle.com. Okay. So as soon as you're able to sign in, just give your mail ID and password. Okay. Just sign in. Like this page, it should open. Instead of that validation, it was opening, no? Instead, it should show like this, Oracle Software Delivery Cloud. Okay. So here, you just type Oracle Enterprise Linux 7.3. So you can see here, Oracle Linux 7.3.0. Okay. Someone is unmuted. Can you please put in mute? Yeah. Okay. So you can see Oracle Linux 7.3.0.0. So you just click on this. So it is there in our queue. Okay. So continue. You can see here Oracle Linux 7.3. Here you can see the Linux. Okay, x86 64-bit means our Windows should be 64-bit. Okay, and it is x86 64-bit. Our Windows is. Anyone is unmuted? Please check, guys. I'm getting some noise. Okay, so now you just go here, continue, you go. You just click on here, I reviewed Oracle agreement, you go and click continue. Just sign the agreement and go forward. And here you can see like all these ISO files or just the parts of it. Parts of ISO files are here. So just one is, this is enough. Okay, that is the first one, 7 update 3 for 86 64-bit 4.3 GB. Okay, so this is enough. So you just select all, you remove, and only this one. Okay, so don't bother about the other. These are all the parts, first part, second part, all these. So just you click on this. Okay, click on this URL. So don't click here, just click on this. So it will ask you whether you want to download this ISO format. It will be in ISO like this. Just click save. Okay. See, like this, it will go. So anyone is able to log in? If you are able to log in, I can show in your screen as well. Ritesh, Anustab, Jonas, Prathamesh. Try, are you able to log in into your this Oracle edelivery.oracle.com?
I'm still giving the same message.
Okay, fine. See, it takes some 15 minutes. It depends on your speed. It may take even 1 hour, 2 hours also, some people's system it may take. So you just check it. So like this, it will do. Okay, now what we'll do, we'll go back. It has started downloading, no? So no issues. It'll get downloaded. So just go to back. Again, go back. Here we have to download Oracle 12c. Okay, so Oracle database 12c. So 12.2.0. But I want enterprise edition. Here you have to check enterprise edition. Okay. So Oracle Enterprise Linux 7.3 I have downloaded, and then Oracle 12c we are downloading, that is 12.2.0. okay, so this is enterprise edition. Okay, so let's see, let's go down and check enterprise edition. See here, this one, Oracle database 12c enterprise edition 12.2010. okay, here 12.1 is there, that we should not take. Okay, only this one 12.2, right? So click on this. So go to queue, continue. So here already Oracle Linux we are doing downloading. So no need this. Only this Oracle database 12c Enterprise Edition I want. So only the first one we will keep here. Oracle database 12201 only will keep. Okay. And here the x86 64, this one Linux, because on top of Linux x86 64 we want to download this Oracle database 12c. Okay, so Linux x86 64 you can see here. Just you check only this. Okay. Ritesh, can you please put in mute? If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Yeah, thank you. So you can see here, you just see here, it is been muted. I mean, it's been, we have checked. Okay. In which version? Linux x86 64. You can see various versions. Windows is there, Oracle Solaris is there, Linux on IBM is there, HP Unix Itanium is there, Fujitsu is there, IBM AX is there, Linux on IBM Z is there. So all these we don't require, only this one. Linux x86 64 only we are doing. Okay, so just go with this and click on continue. So now this agreement we have to sign, accept it, and then continue. Now here again, you just click on this. Okay, 12.2.02, 12.2.0. Okay, so that is 3.2 GB. For our Linux, it is 4 point something, 4.3 GB. And here this one is 3.2 GB. Okay, so click on this link. So it will get downloaded. Like this, it will take some time. Now you just go to your oracle.com and try to log in. Just refresh the page and check whether your email validation is complete. So like this, we have to complete the till 9:30, Prathamesh. 8 to 9:30, 1.5 hours.
Okay.
Alternate days. Okay, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So now, I hope all of you can follow till this step, or else the recording is there, or else you can type it in the chat group and the WhatsApp group as well. Okay. Is that okay, guys?
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. So in the meantime, let's work on this. Our online will work on Linux commands. Okay, no need to waste 10 more minutes we have. So just go to some Google browser and type bellord.org. You type bellord.org. Okay, for Linux. Type like this, bellord.org Linux. Like this you type. All of you have typed like this. Now we'll go here. You can see here like this, bellord.org, JS Linux, Fabrice Bellord. Are you able to see like this? This page, all of you have come. Am I audible, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So just you go here. I think you would have gone here. Click on this. The first one you can see here, that is x86 console. This one you go, click here. See, in the Google, we typed bellord.org, then Linux we typed. So it opened bellord.org, the first tab. So there, when you click, again, the next page it opened. So it contained bellord.org, JS Linux x86, the first link. So the first link, when you click, you can see like this. To see like this. Let me know once done.
Anyone done this? You able to see this console? Anyone?
Yeah, it's come up.
So we'll see this commands, basic commands. Let's see. See, there are various commands and utilities which we can use in our day-to-day activities. Okay. See like this CP. CP means copy. Copy one file from one location to another. Or move command. Move means renaming the file name. Okay. So many file names I might have. I want to rename it, or I want to move from one location to another. Or cat. So cat means concatenation. That is, it will show the content of a file. Okay. I just want to check the content of the file, means cat I can give, right? And then grep command. So all these, we'll see what these are. These are all few examples of commands and utilities. There are over 250 standard commands. Okay. Plus numerous others provided through third-party software. All the commands come along with various options. Okay, so let's go here. Here, you just type ls. Simply you type ls. It will show you, ls means list. Okay, I'm listing all the files. So just type ls. Are you able to see the files like this? All of you are able to see, guys? Let me know. Simply ls. ls means what? List. Okay. To list the files. Here we have one more option, ls-l or LLLG. Okay. Or LL means long listing of the files. Okay. So ls-l means with the details I will get, or LL I can give. But this LL won't work here in this online compiler. So just we will give ls-l. Okay, hyphen means small line you can see here near by 0. You can see some small line, right? Hyphen. So hyphen L you can give. So it will show us with full details. Long listing means nothing but full details we can see, all the files. Like you can see like these columns. So we'll see what it is in the next class. But as of now, you just work on this ls and ls-l. Are you able to see like this output, guys? Let me know if you have any doubts or issues. Jonas, Anustup, Prathamesh, Ritesh, are you able to see like this output?
Yes.
Okay. So ls you're giving and ls-l you're giving. Okay. So next command we saw like cp, mv and all we saw, right? So that we will see in the next class. So in the meantime, I'll share you this PPT. Till this, whatever we have completed, you can study this. Okay. I'm stuck in Oracle. Okay. What error you are getting? Any error you are getting or any issues you have?
Actually, don't recall what to do the next.
Wait, you can share me a screen. I'll make you as the host. You can share your screen and let me know.
Yes.
Yeah, give your username and password. You go to the top. You can see, go to the top. You can see products on the first tab. First tab, products, yeah. Click on it. Have you clicked it?
Yes, ma'am.
It has to open.
It's opening like that.
Okay, you just go to open one more tab, or else go to resources. Okay, no issues. Just open a new tab and type edelivery.oracle.com. It has gone to the profile page. Open a new tab. That plus is there, no?
Yeah, just
Yeah, Ritesh, can you please put in mute? Yeah. Here
Zoom.
you type, yeah, edelivery.oracle.com you type. Enter. Yeah, now you can type Oracle Linux 7.3. Oracle space Linux 7.3. Seven point three enter. Search, click on search. Yeah, the first one you can click. So go scroll up. Go to continue. On the top you can see continue. Continue. Okay, just click continue. Agreement. Scroll down. Yeah, accept. Left side. Click on continue. So now you just click on the first one. That V83 first tab is the click on that URL. Click on that link V8343. No, click on that link. Click on that V83. You can see, no, the first one. Green color you are able to see V834. Not the checkbox. Just click on that URL. Just click on that link.
Double click that. It's a link.
Just click. Yeah, just click it.
It will download.
Yeah, it will start downloading. Okay. So similarly, you go back. Back. Back again. So now scroll up. Oracle 12c you type. Oracle 12c. So Oracle database 12c you can see. Down you can see, no, second one. Click on it. Search. Here you can see. So scroll down. You have to download Enterprise Edition. So scroll down. Enterprise Edition you can see. 12 to that one. Yeah, click on it. Click OK. Click on it again. Okay. So click OK. Scroll up. Little more. Scroll up. Scroll to the top. Okay, it is not added, but still it gives some server exception. I think server is busy. You can check my recording. Okay, just
Okay.
Oracle 12c, first one. Okay, first link. Just now you click no. The same similarly you have to click that link, and it will get downloaded. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Fine. Fine, Rajesh. We have done today's part.
Okay.
So we shall wind up.
Okay. So any doubt, any questions, by the way, before we wrap up the call?
Guys, if you have any doubts, you can ask, or else you can, as Rajesh said, you can post, okay, in the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, if you have any doubt while watching the recording, then you can ask the question in the group. Okay. So I will upload this video very soon. Give me some time, and this will be available. I will share the link with you. So the next class will happen on Friday. Okay. Same
Friday, yeah, 24th. Okay.
Okay.
Fine, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
See you on Friday.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.